All right, here we are down in the World Trade Center area. We've got the Oculus, Freedom Tower, the World Trade Center Memorial out in front of us. And we're going to start here for this ride along. Get it started up here. Starting out down here in World Trade. And we're going to try to make our way all the way up to 42nd Street-ish and across onto the west side. But first we're going to pass to the east side, which is the direction we're going here. So we're going to get a real sense kind of the financial district where we are now. And all the way on up to 42nd Street, again, Times Square area. And again, I'm going to try to make it a little bit of an adventure style ride along. Not entirely sure what the route is that we're going to take, but just want to do some exploring of the different areas we pass through and experience them. Not going to pass on through those barriers. All right, no cars coming. We're gonna take this opportunity. And the World Trade Center area is, obviously one of the incredible spots in New York City that is an absolute must-see. I'm sure every resident here has seen it, and if you are visiting, I'm sure you will too. It's got the whole history of the 9/11 attacks there. There's a really beautiful museum memorial that you can walk through, and they lay absolutely everything out with first-hand video of the event, and they memorialize, of course, everyone that passed away as a result of the attack. It's a very, very powerful memorial museum. An absolute must-see at some point. It also has the area also has the Oculus, that big white, I don't even know how I would describe it, like almost looks like bird wings type of a building. The Oculus has within it all sorts of shops, shopping, and a massive transportation hub as well that connects lines that feed into New Jersey, as well as many lines that go throughout New York City. They all feed into there, so it's a big transportation hub. Something well, we'll pass it again. We've got the Wall Street Bull in front of us. Something we passed by that I want to go back and check out though. Sorry to do a detour, but we're going to go back down and do a quick loop. There's this very old church with a ridiculously old graveyard that's attached to it, and you actually have Alexander Hamilton's grave there, which I had randomly stumbled across once when I was walking past the church. I had no idea. It just caught my eye. Try to see if we can find it again. Technically, we are not on any type of bike path, which is why getting some beeps there. We're going past it now, and honestly, I'm not. We just passed it. Let's see. Pop up onto the sidewalk here. That right in front, the ornate looking tombstone, the triangle on the top. It's Alexander Hamilton. Pretty unbelievable. In this area, it's completely been built up with all sorts of buildings that are completely enshrouding this church now. Back to where we were before we took the detour. Being careful, of course, for all the people. Here right in front we have that Wall Street Bull. That is very famous. The National Museum of the American Indian on the right. We have Battery Park City that we're passing on the right as well. Stone Street here. Let's pop up onto this street. One of the oldest streets in the city. Might make for a bumpy video if I can find the very popular literal stone street, which still has its original cobblestones from way back when. I have a feeling, oh gosh, may have already passed it. No, we have not passed it. I can see it. Let's try to just make our way over there now. It's to our right. Doing a little off-roading. So here's the very famous Stone Street. Obviously closed off to bikes and cars, but how awesome is that? All outdoor. That looks very fun. Again, very old historical street. Please. Because we gotta go, I wanna go from east to west. Just gonna pop over all the way here to the east. Which is looking a little rough. Not going to be able to get over what we were just looking at if you were to continue going straight there, which we couldn't, obviously. That takes you to the East Side bike path, which is again just a continuation of the big bike path that loops around most of the city. Seeing as we can't quite make it there, we'll try to get over a different way. That worked out pretty nicely. Here we've got the walk. All right. East River Bike Path. down here now in the Seaport district. Again, always be careful of the wanderers. Just to give you a little perspective here. Another very fun area to go to. Lots of restaurants that are just to our left here. A little bit close there. It's always so hard to judge what people are going to do. That's what makes these bike paths just a little bit dicey at this time of the day. The evening time after work, you got tons of people, and people running, people commuting, people biking, all mixed in there, people scootering. Jeez. Passing over. The area that's called Two Bridges. You've got the Brooklyn Bridge, which we just passed underneath, and the Manhattan Bridge, which is out in front. And there's a substantial detour that in a moment here we're going to have to deviate onto. The detour is due to some major construction further up on the East Side bike path. Quick little shot of downtown before we cross here. cars coming. This is a super long light. No cars. I'm gonna take the old chance. That was weird. This guy's turning, so just gonna go around. No one coming, gonna take the chance again. This is a seriously big city bike station right on the right that we're passing. Cutting through Chinatown right now. Just trying to make up some ground. Always be careful of that situation too. We just saw guy peels out to the left without looking over his shoulder. If you're not paying attention, that guy clearly wasn't paying attention. You could end up going plowing right into him, which actually happened to one of my buddies. So what we were just on, Delancey, now turns into First Avenue. Phew. No regard. Pay very close attention at all times on these New York City bike paths. So First Avenue here obviously is going to take us all the way uptown. So let's just take this till we get to about that 42nd-ish street area that I keep talking about that we'll use to take across town back over to the west side. So still Lower East Side.
Like a upper? I walked home.
Getting over now into East Village. St. Mark's Place right in front of us, which if you take that to the right further east, that takes you right into Tompkins Square Park, which if you saw in one of my last videos, we took a spin around. A very cool park in East Village. Very authentically New York, I would say. Also, just this area in general is a very, very fun neighborhood. Lots going on all the time in terms of restaurants and a sort of nightlife, bar scene. Gonna open the door. Always be mindful. Folks opening doors, in my opinion, is probably one of the biggest risks of being on one of these bikes. Someone opening a door, not paying attention, and having a biker literally bike right into it. So this here in front is 14th Street. In one of our last videos, we went around Chinatown, which is, we're right on the west of now. It's the big series of brown buildings there. To the east, or excuse me, to the west, down this side of 14th Street, we have Union Square, which we also went and looked down in a past video. Another pretty densely populated area in terms of, you know, a popular tourist destination, but also very, very, I would say, authentically New York. Picking up a little steam here. So there's Chinatown on the right. This is 20th Street that we're looking down. And on the left, there's Peter Cooper's Village, which in my last video when we toured around Chinatown, we didn't go into Peter Cooper's Village, but that is the very similar neighborhood that was built right next to Chinatown. That was, again, if you haven't seen the video, just the quick background is this: Chinatown was built for World War II veterans coming home, and Peter Cooper's Village was built for the officers that were coming home. So the aesthetic is the same, or very similar, I should say, but the rooms are a little bit nicer. The buildings themselves, the interiors are a little bit nicer. It's just kind of interesting. Still on First Avenue. After looking at my watch, which I've been using to track this ride, I totally realized that I've had this bike out for more than an hour, which for me, I get for free as part of being a member of the City Bike program. But after an hour, you start to get charged. So this is what you do. You just dock. We're back on the road. Don't have a whole lot of battery left on my my Pocket 2 here, so I'm gonna try to be a little bit hasty in getting back safely, of course, but can't spend a whole lot of time taking everything in. Still on First Avenue. 34th Street is what we're passing right now. Obviously, very famous street. You'll find the Empire State Building on 34th Street. One thing that's very true about city bikes is they are not all created equal. I feel like I'm pedaling super hard and not going very fast. See if I can switch out the bike for an electric one. One wasn't working and the other one was taken. Alrighty, coming up here onto 42nd Street. And we'll take this all the way across to the west side. If we can make it there without the battery dying. One of the perks of obviously riding these city bikes on the city streets is that the streets are rough. They're much harder on your bike than, you know, they're very hard on the bike, which is why today I opted for a city bike over my personal bike, just because I knew I wanted to do some riding within the city. But these city bikes are very, you know, hardy. I've never had any problems while riding the bike itself. They're able to take a lot of abuse on these streets. You can go over glass. They're able to withstand pretty much everything. All right. Coming right up here, we're gonna have Grand Central Station on the right. So right here on the right, we've got Grand Central. Hey there, peeps. On the last recording of this video, my camera unfortunately died. But I didn't want to let the whole ride go to waste, so I'm just back here recording the last section of it. Biking down 42nd Street from east to west. We're on 5th Avenue now. We're going to end up on 11th Avenue. And it is very chaotic right now. I'm on an electric city bike, getting a little bit of a boost, which is nice. When I did the first recording, I was on a manual bike. You're just able to cover so much more ground on one of these in a much shorter period of time. Right in front of us, to the right of me, but on front of us, just there on camera, we have Bryant Park. This guy is right blocking the sidewalk, or the walkway rather. Yeah, it's definitely messy at this hour. It's almost 6 o'clock now, rush hour in this Bryant Park, Times Square area. Look at that. Always stay on your toes. It's really messy with the number of cars that are trying to get home, as well as the number of people that are trying to get home on foot. It seems like at every intersection there's a clash. There's something you don't see every day, a cop pulling over just an average looking car. It's honestly super rare that you see police pulling over cars like that. Whether it's, you know, speeding infractions or running stop signs or red lights, they seem to be pretty lenient, to be honest. I think there's just a lot of other stuff going on that kind of gets their attention, gets the police officer's attention aside from just traffic infractions. See if we can snake our way through here. All right, just crossed over 10th Avenue. Coming up on 11th Avenue. Oh my. Craziness. Well, here is the final destination, folks. Thank you for watching this ride along. Starting off in the, some docking problems there. Starting off in the World Trade Center area, and then heading into FiDi before making our way up the East Side Greenway, cutting into the Lower East Side, making our way through East Village, and then finally across 42nd Street through Times Square to where we are here at the corner of 11th Avenue and 42nd Street. Thank you, and we'll see you on the next one. There it is.